Do you think it's okay to wear fake watches?
Oh no, never. You wear a fake watch, sorry, you're a fake man. You give a very bad image of yourself.
What's your opinion on men that buy the ladies' Hermes bags and they actually wear them?
I see a lot these days on social media and Instagram. It looks very gayish, you know?
Who has the best watch collection?
Oh, I know. This is the only man who impressed me with his collection of watches. I know a lot of watch collectors in the world. When I saw his collection, I got shocked. We are nowhere compared to him. This Mo is getting dangerous. Yeah, he's pulling all the words out of my mouth.
I'm taking everything.
I am not responsible for it.
No, but see. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here sitting in front of tens of millions of dollars worth of watches, and beside me is the man who built $1 billion empire selling watches. You've done what many people can't do. Introducing Khaled. How are you, my brother?
Thank you. It's always lovely to see you here. And I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so guys, today I have a very special podcast. We're with Khaled, the founder of Luxury Souq. Now guys, I don't normally leave my house for podcasts, but if you can see in front of me, this is an easy $10 million of watches, and this is only like 5% of what's here. Now, I want to say, Khaled, you've built one of the craziest watch stores in the Middle East. Not even Dubai, just Middle East. How did it start? I mean, what you do is kind of crazy.
Well, today one of my strengths is to be the first man in the market to have the latest release models.
Yeah.
It's my passion, you know. I put my passion, my energy, and all what I have into watches.
Yeah.
So the success comes itself.
Now, here's the thing. Obviously, let's be honest. When Rolex releases a watch, or Hublot, or okay, maybe not Hublot. When Rolex releases a watch or Patek, they don't want their buyers selling the watch.
Well,
so does Rolex hate you? And
no.
How do you get these watches? Like, how do you get these VIPs to sell you their watches?
Well, I see it on a business view.
Yeah.
Everything has a price, so it's harder to convince the first early sellers.
Yeah.
Eventually, if whoever doesn't sell the watch, by the time there will be more pieces available in the market, eventually all these watches has to come to the market.
Yeah.
And end of the day, we are selling Patek, selling Rolex. We are directly or indirectly, we are promoting the brand. So there is nothing for the brand to hate us. As I said, there are some always resellers. How many watches you can collect end of the day? You know, some very VIP people, they get a lot of offers.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get some pieces to go away. They buy for just the sake of making a profile.
Yeah.
I have the latest released model here. I sold few pieces.
What's
Look at this watch. This is 5980G, the white gold.
Wow.
Which is just released in the market. And there is a Aquanaut model as well.
So wait, how much is this from Patek?
This first few pieces when we sold in the market was $270,000, and right now it's $235,000 US.
Wow.
So there are many people who would love to be the first to have, and they are ready to pay a bigger premium just to wear the watch in front of their friends in a meeting or in social media to say, I was the first to have this watch.
So it's crazy. Like,
they pay the price and they're gonna get it.
yeah. I mean, you said everything has a price.
Yes, definitely.
So obviously with watches like this, like to get this watch, you need to be VVIP.
Yes.
So the person selling it, aren't they like scared? How does it work? Do they like say, don't show the serial number, you know? Or does it matter?
Eventually the buyer is gonna get to know the serial number.
Yeah,
we are a bit more careful. We don't let the serial number go on
public.
WhatsApp, on social media, you know. That's but eventually whoever buys the watch off me is gonna know the serial number.
Yeah.
So you need to put the money down, and then you get to know the serial number.
Pay the cash, you see the number.
Pay the money first.
Now obviously I see tons of watches here, you know, Richard Milles, APs. What's right now your favorite brand of watch? You know, what's making the most money? Because, you know, everyone says Rolex is obviously the biggest brand. Patek. But right now, what's the hottest watch? What's making money?
Rolex is overall is 35% of the watch market.
But is that also in the used market?
Even in the secondary market, Rolex is the most traded watch brand.
Yeah.
And the margins in Rolex are very small. But the number of Rolex that you're going to sell every day, it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It sells more than any other brand. And then the brands that you want to make a profit and trade the most is normally Patek, AP, RM, and Rolex.
Okay, on a daily basis, how many Rolexes do you sell a day?
On a daily basis, like 10 Rolex watches, you can say.
10 Rolex.
These days, it's a bit slow.
That's slow.
Yes.
What's the most Rolexes you sold in one day?
Oh no, we had over 100 watches in a day.
100 watches a day?
Yes.
That's like selling potatoes.
It's a Rolex.
Just how do you sell 100 in a day? Like how many clients walk in?
It's not just walk-in clients. You find we sell to traders, also resellers in bulk. They buy 40 pieces, 30 pieces, to Hong Kong. We export.
Is that like a huge market, export?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes.
Now, obviously, I think always when people buy watches, a lot of the times it's like, where do I buy? What's the best price? What's the cheapest? Obviously, I've seen lots of dealers buy from you. So how do you become the guy that everyone goes to? Like, how are you the biggest? Like, what's your trick?
Well, see, it's not about the price all the time, I would say. Don't go for the cheapest people in the market, Everything has a price base. You can see a lot of watches that is not perfectly, from Rolex. It has been touched or the certificate modified or changed. Some details in the watch has been changed. So I don't believe in being very, very cheap. Everything has a base price. And you have to buy from trusted people always.
Yeah.
People who will be responsible for it, and they are always there to answer you in case if something is wrong.
Yeah.
We have a good name. We have good reputation.
Yeah.
We are not always the cheapest, but we have a fair prices, I would say. We have fair prices.
Yeah. Actually, it's crazy you say that. Recently, one of my friends bought a watch. And I'm not going to say it because, he bought a watch and it ended up being stolen. Really, it's a real story.
Yeah.
One of my friends, it was like a lot of his money. And obviously, it was a cheaper one. It was a good price, of course, but it ended up being stolen. And he actually bought it from, it wasn't a dealership, but the dealership recommended him this person.
Yes. You know what I would say? Criminals are these days very smart. They make certificates and they will ask the price of the watch, not the stolen price, like half price, 1/3 of the price, because nobody wants to get themselves into problem. So they will ask full price, just slightly below the brand new from a clean and genuine source. So they want to make sure you're not doting the transaction.
Yeah.
If they come with the half price, you immediately gonna have a dote and you don't want to do the deal. Why you're selling for half price? So they don't want this question even to raise. The stolen watch is selling for a brand new clean source for just a couple of thousands less.
Wow.
It's become very tricky. I think criminals who make the fake certificates, they should be punished more than those people who make the fake passports.
Wow.
In some part of the world, for $10,000, you can buy fake passports. But when they play with the Patek Philippe or Richard Mille certificate, the watch, for example, let's say they modify the date and they put 2024 instead of 2020, they can sell the watch for $100,000 more expensive.
Yeah.
So it even has more profit making fake certificate of watches than making fake passports.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I'd say this should be taken very serious.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not taken seriously?
It's not. If the customer finds out, maybe the seller is there or not there. A lot of people, they don't buy from trusted sources. They go after cheap resellers, the street dealers, I would say.
Now, obviously, in your case, have you ever got sold a fake watch?
I sold a fake watch? No.
No. Have you got sold a fake watch?
Never, kind of. Only once.
Yeah.
But I did not look at the watch. I bought once a fake watch, which is recently, It came from a very close friend. It came as a collateral. So I had no intention to buy. So I didn't have a serious look at the watch.
Yeah.
How many thousands of watches I've sold in the last 10 years. I never bought a fake watch.
Yeah.
For me, the fake watches are completely different. 90% of the fake watches, I can identify them by the look.
Yeah.
While it's on your wrist from distance.
Really?
Without even touching the watch. Without even examining the watch. How? 90%. For example, the 5980, it's a chronograph watch. You find a fake watch with the power reserve option.
Okay.
They never made with this type of movement. Or the size is 41 mm. You see the watch, the fake one, 38 millimeter.
Yeah.
So you know this size is never made. Or you see in the different dial colors that it was never made by the brand. Or the way it's polished, the finishing of the watch. You know, if it's a gold, it's a shiny polish or it's a rough polish. So from all the watches that I see, 90% of them, I can say it from distance while it's on your wrist if it's fake. And the other 10%, I know from touching the watch by the weight. For example, they never made some fakes you find in gold.
Yeah.
Okay, then I know that this model is never made in white gold. It's made in platinum only. So by the weight of the watch, because it still is lighter, and it gets, when the fake is very good, then that's where I have to examine the movement and
see what's
to
real,
hear
what's not.
how it's getting wind, how the rotor is flipping.
Yeah.
It's 90%. It's easy to say. The other 5% you need to touch to say.
Yeah.
And fake is fake, you know, can never replace a good watch, and it's never the same. When I have any customers walks into my shop, he's wearing a fake watch, I really get offended.
Really?
And I say right in the face, brother, you're wearing a fake watch, and they always get surprised. I know people who have original watch, they buy the same watch, fake one, and they put on the wrist. And they bought the watch from me. I say, where is your watch? This is not the one you bought from me. Then they say, oh yeah, I have that one in my safe. But it's the same, no?
Yeah.
It's never the same. This is a fake one. How do you know?
So what about those people like that are scared to get robbed? They don't want to wear their Richard Mille maybe, and they have a fake as well, like those guys.
See, people get attracted by negative news all the time, you know?
Yeah.
If you have a nice watch, you should know where to wear, and not like you go sit in a cheap coffee shop in the street and you want to have a nice watch on your wrist. I frequently fly. I never had any issue in my life, and I'm a face known for watches.
Yeah.
You have to wear these watches on considering where you're going to.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to the club and you're drunk, you're walking out of the club, you have no clue what's going on, and somebody bumps into you and robs you, takes your watch. That's the easiest thing to steal from somebody.
Yeah.
So it's all about, if you're at the right place at the right time, you should know what to wear when. That's called part of wealth management. You should know what to wear and it's similar to what car to drive, to which meeting to. It's
but do you think it's okay to wear fake watches?
Oh no, never. If you wear a fake watch, sorry, you're a fake man. You give a very wrong impression. You give a very bad image of yourself. First of all, that fakes are coming from criminal sources, and it's kind of stealing. You know, it's stealing from the brand that does a lot of effort, and it's breach of intellectual property or copyright and all these kind of things from the brand. Plus, on the top, socially, if you want to take, people in your class, they know you're wearing fake. So you look so cheap and hated when you're wearing a fake. You're among people who are wearing the real ones, and they immediately know.
Yeah.
People who wear real watches, they know that you're wearing a fake watch mostly. And plus, it gives you bad image that you cannot afford the real one. Sorry. It's a dream. You have to fake the dream. And you cannot afford one. It's better to have a real one, but for a cheaper price, a good brand.
I have a question though. Okay, there's a lot of brands nowadays which are releasing and they look like Richard Mille, like almost identical. But I mean, it's not fake. What about
I always say luxury brands, watch brands, they steal from each other like an artist.
Yeah.
If you look at Rolex Daytona, they used to borrow movement from Zenith.
Okay.
You know, Rolexes was Zenith movement. They have very good resale value these days in the market.
Okay.
They never knew how to make movements for sport watches, the Rolex.
Okay.
But today, Zenith makes almost identical to the Hulk and to Starbucks.
Okay.
I have both the watches. I can show you.
Wow.
So they inspired the design from the Rolex. I say it's like mom and son. They look like each other. You know, I borrowed the movement from you. You borrowed the design from me. They steal from each other like an artist. It's not a copy.
But no, okay, leave these brands. They're actually big brands. Nowadays, I don't know what the brand is called. It looks like Richard Mille. Have you seen it? It's like
Yes.
$5,000, $4,000.
It's I think you're referring to Custos.
I don't know.
I got some of the watches. If you want, I'm going to show you.
Yeah. So, is that like the cheap Richard Mille, or is that okay?
Rachel, we can have the Custos watches here?
So this is like Richard Mille?
Yeah. And I think Richard Mille took an idea from Custos.
Okay. Now, weird question. Has anyone ever brought in a stolen watch to sell to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
That happens. We check the watches, the source where it's coming from. We either buy from trusted resellers, and we check the watches in the boutique most of the time. At the same time, in Dubai, you know, is the hub for luxury shopping. And before to buy any watch, you need to get checked in the authorities if the watch is got reported or no.
Yeah.
Sometimes the watch is stolen overseas, so it's not yet reported.
Wow.
You know, in the boutique. So this can cause some problems sometimes due to the time differences or time management for the watch to get reported. This is the Richard Mille that you're talking about.
Oh, no way. Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
It's Custos. You know who made this brand?
Who?
Give a guess.
So like, is this classified fake or no?
No, man. And you know, this brand is older than Richard Mille, I believe.
Same design.
It's very similar. It's Custos. It's a son of Frank Muller.
Oh.
Yeah, he made these designs, and all their watches are inspired from racing and these things. So sport watches.
I don't know what it is.
I knew Custos before Richard Mille.
Really?
Yes.
Same design since then.
But Richard Mille is very successful, and Custos is not very successful at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think they have the potential to grow.
Okay, now, weird question. Recently, there was a rapper online, Rick Ross. He was wearing a baguette diamond AP, green, full baguettes.
Okay.
Now, he got into an argument with a watch guy because he said this is fake and AP only made one rainbow collection. That's it.
Yeah.
And this watch doesn't, like, it's a real AP, I guess, but it's aftermarket.
If it's aftermarket, then I would call it fake.
Really?
Aftermarket watches, they have no resale value. I never buy aftermarket watches. Plus, if it goes to the brand would say this is a fake because you have upgraded yourself. Again, you came to the back scenario. You cannot afford having the real diamond with the real value that you have to pay the boutique, and you decided to buy a cheap one and upgrade yourself. And to fake that, it's like buying a Camry and turning it to Ferrari body, you know? So what?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's a fake.
It's fake.
For me, it's a fake. I call it fake. The brand calls it fake.
Okay. I mean, because that's the thing. I think they went a lot of back and forth arguments. Some people
No
said,
argument. It's a fake.
It's fake. It's done.
It's done.
Okay, now moving on to some more, I guess, relatable stuff. Obviously, you don't just sell watches. You sell bags, jewelry, everything.
Yeah.
Now, what's your opinion on men that buy Hermes bags, the ladies' Hermes bags, and they actually wear them? Have you seen though? There's some guys that buy like the big ladies' Hermes bags.
I see a lot these days on social media and Instagram. A man carrying a lady's bag. That's not for me. Not even Hermes. Any bag.
Yeah.
You know. It looks very gayish, you know.
It is very feminine.
Yeah, it's very feminine. I don't want to I don't want to say my opinion, express my opinion more than this because I don't want to get attacked by people. But it's nothing. It's not for me.
Have you had guys walk in and want to buy their own Hermes bags?
Oh yeah, yes, there are a lot actually.
No.
Yes, but some of the Hermes bags they look quite. Decent. They look quite like a unisex or a man bag. There's some pouches, like a passport ones.
Yeah, the pouches are fine.
Those ones, okay, is acceptable. But some though who have Birkin and Kelly, that's a lady's bag.
Yeah. Damn. Would you ever say bro, why are you buying this?
No, I've seen even men wearing ladies' brands.
Yeah.
Ladies' jewelry. That jewelry that's made for.
Yeah, and I guess nowadays there's also a trend. A lot of men wear Van Cleef. What do you think about the men that wear these Van Cleef bracelets and accessories?
Yeah, good luck. They are not good wives, I can say.
They're not good wives.
No, it depends where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of the men, majority, they're not big fan of having Van Cleef jewelry on your wrist. This is a weird test.
It's actually become...
It's not my favorite,
It's become very popular for I've seen a lot of Van Cleef bracelets,
Yeah.
It's not you wouldn't wear it.
No, never.
I mean, I think Cartier is fine, maybe, right? Cartier is okay, but I think some bracelets are just more feminine, like the ones with little chains on them.
Most of the real men that I know, they wear good watches. They don't wear these things along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those men, they have weird tests. They buy full diamond Cartier, for example. They buy full diamond Piaget. They don't go for this type of very classy and trendy, high investment pieces. They are...
Yeah,
they are in a different direction, in La La Land.
Yeah, new money.
New money, confused.
Don't know what to do.
If it's he or she or which watch to go for.
What they identify as. Now, obviously, you know all the watches. You've always dealt with it. Right now, for you, what's your top 5 watches of all time? All time 5.
See, to be honest, I really love independent brands.
Yeah.
Watch mostly independent brands. For example, like F. Pigeon, or like MPNF, the watch is very difficult to resell, because just the watch lover, watch connoisseur, somebody sick about watches like myself.
Yeah.
These guys are only the buyers.
But don't give me the watch brands. Give me top 5 watches, specific, FPNF, whatever.
Yep.
Billionaire.
For me, I love F. Pigeon Elegante model.
That's top 1.
Yes,
number 1.
I love it. I love the watch. It's not very high end, but I love it.
Okay.
I love the Nautilus as usual, and Aquanaut, and AP is always the Perpetual or Tourbillon.
Yeah.
I love overseas collection of.
No, give me top 3. Your favorite watch of all time. Number 2, number 3.
It's
1, 2, 3.
It's very difficult to choose 3 good watches among
hundreds of thousands.
Good. There are so many good brands and successful models in the watch market. So it's very difficult to limit. Once you get into the game, it's very hard to limit yourself to 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a hard question, but what watch brand do you hate the most?
Oh, I should say the true answer?
Yeah.
It's not about the watch itself or the model or the design.
Yeah, just the brand.
It's just the selling strategy of the brand. I don't really like it. There are brands that they do not create resale value for their watches, or they sell in a weird. They have a very weird selling strategy.
Yeah.
Like many fall into this category. Like I hate resale value of the watches. Like Cartier, like a Jacob, like Piaget. It's all jewelry watches mostly.
Oh, okay.
You put a lot of hard-earned money into these brands, and the resale value is awful.
Yeah.
So maybe you can say it's for those people who do not worry about the money at all.
Yeah.
You know, people who buy Patek and AP and Rolex and an Aram, I would say they are not as rich as those who buy Jacob or Piaget or Cartier. Actually, when you don't care anymore about resale values, you should buy those watches.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play a little game. It's overrated or underrated, and you have to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you brands. You have to say if you think they're overrated right now or underrated.
Yes.
And even if they're good brands, they can still be overrated. Okay?
Yes.
Rolex, overrated or underrated?
Rolex is always underrated. They always should be at the top of the top.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. AP.
Overrated. AP doesn't deserve as much as
But I thought they're still undervalued.
successful.
Really?
Yes, they are. No, they are overvalued.
Okay. Patek.
Oh, always is undervalued.
Underrated?
Yes.
But they're so expensive.
They deserve to ask any price they want.
Okay.
It's like Rolex.
Hublot.
It's a very difficult question. Hublot. When you talk about Hublot, nothing comes to my mind. I don't know. It's expensive brand. It's a cheap brand. They are all over the place.
Yeah.
And they are underrated. Everybody hates them.
So it's already
They
underrated.
deserve a little bit more respect.
Final one, Richard Mille.
Overrated for sure.
I think right now the market's crazy for Richard Mille.
Yes, they're overrated. They don't deserve as much as attention they grab in the market.
You think so?
Yes.
Damn. Now, obviously, Richard Mille's done so well in the past few years. What's the next brand which you think is going to boom in the next 5 years?
Personally, I think everybody thinks it's the end of watch market because the prices has dropped, but I don't completely agree.
Yeah.
There will be a new start to the watch market. Again,
Yeah.
still a lot of watches of Richard Mille, Patek, Rolex, RM, it's above the retail. Brand will not allow these four brands, the market price to come below the retail. I think they're all gonna go up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the right time to express this feeling in the market at the moment, but I think they're all gonna go up in 2-3 years for whatsoever reason when the world gets more
Crowded.
Get more into the health.
No, but what's the next brand which you think is going to take off how Richard Mille took off?
It's Patek again. It's Patek, Aram, AP, and
No new brands you think that'll take
new
over?
new brands. There are few brands that's doing well, but I don't think they're gonna fly. This four,
There's no brand that's gonna come and take over. You think? There's nothing coming up. You know?
nothing. I don't believe so.
You don't think so?
No.
Damn, I want to. You know the next because I know you started buying Richard Milles when no one was buying them.
Yes.
So back then it was actually Richard Mille used to be like how maybe Jacob and Co is now because you used to get it for discounts.
Yes.
Don't you think Jacob and Co could be the next Richard Mille?
Never. They are not on the same mindset even.
You think so?
1,000,000%.
I don't know why I think they can.
They have everything that they want to reach there,
Yeah.
but they have a different management. They have a different selling strategy.
But the only watch I've ever looked at nowadays and said, okay, this is something I see a future in, like Jacob and Co is the only ones doing it different. Like they have the Bugatti watch, which I think is interesting. There's a new Bugatti watch coming out.
See, this discounting watches, you are pushing me to tell the secret. Discounting watches to the end users at the boutique and behind the table, like to almost everybody, that's not a good thing. Yeah, you need to, owners of the watches, they need to trust the brand. They need to get this feeling that it's honestly not available. It's honestly difficult to make these watches. It's honestly... it's a hard piece to have. It's not like you put your price nowhere in the sky and then on the table you give discount almost to everybody.
But wasn't Richard Mille the same when you said they used to give like less?
No, that they were giving discount to everybody, and no, they don't give discount to anybody.
Yeah.
So they have very stable selling strategy.
Oh,
It's
you
not
mean like they should give discount to everybody? It shouldn't be case by case.
you should collaborate with the market and create resale value for your watches in the secondary market.
Yeah.
You should collaborate with dealers. You should control.
Anyways, obviously you bought many watches. What's been your worst purchase ever?
Richard Mille. That the piece that I lose a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
Richard Mille.
Which one specifically?
The bigger the amount, the bigger the value, the riskier is the game. So I've made the most money out of Richard Mille, and I have made the most loss out of Richard Mille as well.
What's your single biggest loss on one watch?
Oh, I had a watch that I lost like 4 million dirhams.
4 million dirhams?
Yes.
How expensive was the watch?
The watch was like $5 million, $4 million. You know, I had actually not once or twice. Few cases we had, yes.
Wait, which Richard Mille?
for whatsoever reason, right? Right now, I'm on a Jacob deal. I think same scenario can repeat because I took a very small deposit from the customer. I took 10% of the money, and it's a Billionaire collection. The watch.
And how much is that watch?
I got the watch retail price $7.7 million US. And I took a very small deposit, 10% of the value, and I gave the customer a very big discount, but he just he decided just not to buy it.
Yeah. And now you have the watch, so if you can't sell it, you'll lose a lot of money.
The loss, I'm assuming the loss probably is gonna be more than the deposit that I've taken. No. Unless if I hold the watch and wait for the right buyer.
Wow.
If I want to sell the watch, if I offer, I'm going to lose. But if I wait for the demand and request to come, then probably I can go break even or something like that.
Now, what was the watch you lost 4 million on?
Richard Mille.
Which model?
It's the Tourbillon models, those ones.
Wow.
It's high-end ones, yeah.
One of ones.
Yeah, and there is one model as well.
Damn. Now, Richard Mille does a lot of crazy designs nowadays. Now you see the Richard Mille Smiley, which is like $3 million. A lot of people just look at this watch and say, listen, you're just buying a kid's watch for $3 million.
This watch is impossible to be found in the market today because there is a rumor. I'm not 100% sure how accurate is the rumor, but mostly what I hear, it turns out to be true one day. They had the problem with the happy face on the dial of the watch. I think one of the brand or whoever had exclusive right to those happy face, WhatsApp, Meta, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
They have sued them, I believe, and they stopped making it. It's supposed to be 88 piece limited. The first 1-2 series, they released few pieces, and then the watch got stopped. So there is no production, and no matter how much you want to buy, the watch is not there.
Really?
So people who have it, they ask whatever price they want.
How much are they right now?
And I there was a problem. I'm not very sure who created the problem or who was looking to have some more money, you know. They had the problem. No matter what price, that watch cannot be found.
But how much are they right now, market value?
The last piece I traded was 2.2, and after that I heard the watch is $3 million. I never bought, I never sold. I never had a buyer. Once I tried to look for the watch, I checked the whole world, thousands of watch dealers. Nobody has the watch. There's one guy over there, end user, he has the watch. He asks whatever he wants, you know.
Crazy price.
It's just very complicated.
Now, this is a kind of a weird question. Whenever I see, like, let's say we're in a dealership right now, we have $10 million. Has anyone ever tried to steal a watch?
Here in Dubai?
Yeah.
From me?
Yeah.
Well, we had a scenario like that, but it was not the mistake, or it wasn't like a criminal attack or something. We had a customer, he put a watch on his wrist, and then he engaged talking to the salespeople, and then he walked out with the watch.
Yeah.
So the salesman over here, he forgot to
take it off.
To take it off the watch.
Did you get the watch back?
We got the watch back in Europe.
In Europe?
Yes. The guy, because they had a flight, and he fly back to France.
But he gave it back, or you had to?
No, we had to chase him.
Oh, so he didn't want to give it back.
Yeah, he didn't want to give it back. At first, I thought, genuinely, maybe he made a mistake. He said, like, I had the same watch at home, back home, so I just felt like it's my watch.
So he did steal it? Kind of.
but he was not returning the watch for a few months.
Yes, I'm saying he stole it. But maybe he did it on purpose.
I think he stole the watch.
I mean, he took it. He's like, well, I don't want to give it back.
So finally, we did a case here, but that was too late. The customer was already in France.
Yeah.
So we did some research and we found out where is he. And
but you've never had a case where someone's like tried to like, you know, put it in their pocket? Because we have a lot of watches here.
Dubai is a very safe place. I repeat. Unless you make a mistake, you let something go, you're not careful. Yeah. This can happen anywhere in the world, but it's your mistake.
Yeah.
But overall, no, it's very safe. Alhamdulillah, so far has been very safe.
Now, is there any? Because I really always wondered this. Because obviously Dubai is very safe. We all know this. But is there any like safety precautions you take? Because obviously we still have so much worth of watches. Like, is there like a security system? Is it like a bulletproof glass?
Not a bulletproof glass, because that's not the requirement. Every jeweler or any businesses that deal in high value items, there is Dubai security something authority.
Yeah.
They put instruction. You have to follow those instructions. They come for inspection, and then they will approve your trade license for renewal or for. So there are security system in place, like under the desks of the salesman. There is a panic button.
Yeah. There's like, a panic button.
There is a face detention. You see if you want to cross each room. There is in and out. You cannot go. A receptionist has to open the door for you, or we take our precautionary, like we never open the shop with the 1 or 2 salesmen being here. Always 4 or 5 people minimum has to be here. After working hours, we don't let anybody in. You know, so we do. This is like every jeweler, they follow this.
Now, obviously, you've done this for such a while. You've been so successful. Are you ever thinking about retiring?
To be honest, the last 2 years we had very difficult time. All the watch dealers in the world, because of the drop in the value of the watches. Sometimes this comes to my mind, I should retire. But the moment that I got some money on me, then immediately the passion comes back. You know, sometimes I say, okay, I had enough.
Yeah.
And I have enough. I'm going to retire. So then that's for a day that I don't have money in my pocket. Yeah. I think of retirement. But the moment I get some fund on my account,
you're like, let's go
and buy something very.
Let's buy some more watches.
It's my passion. You know, sometimes it makes me tired. With a small break, I come back with the full energy.
If someone was going to buy your company, how much would you sell for?
Oh, I think it's I'm a bit expensive probably these days. I would have had a lot of buyers 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Today we are quite big. You know, we need a big guy to buy us.
Like
it's
how
not
much?
like everybody can buy us.
Everything has a price. How much?
5 years ago, anybody could buy us. Today, I think my company worth over $1 billion of dirhams.
Wow. But would you sell if someone offered you up? What?
No.
You wouldn't sell?
I might sell. I'll consider.
1 billion and you'll consider it?
I will consider it. No, I have assets. The company has value. So there are companies, auditors who value the company. So I hired them a few times. They gave me some estimation of the worth of the luxury Souq.
So 1 billion you would sell, or you still don't know?
Depends how the payment is.
Cash, check, wire, bank transfer. I think that's one of those things where it's like you don't want to sell, but like if the offer is good enough, you know.
No, see, there is a value to everything. I mean, offer is good enough means it's 10% extra. So you know, it's like there's nothing. Of course, if it's 10 times the price, anybody is gonna sell. I mean, good offer is 10% over the value. Bad offer is like 20% below the value. So that's the range. Everything.
So if someone offers you right now, really, 500 million.
Oh no.
Cash.
Don't even talk about it.
500.
No. For sure no.
Oh my god! You know how much money that is?
For sure no.
Okay. Now, last question I want to say. Obviously, you built such a great empire. What's your future plans? do you have any future plans? I've always had this conversation with you. I've always said, Khaled, why don't you make your own watch? You know?
Well, that's a not easy job to do.
Yeah.
Okay, creating your own brands. I planned this to do when I was a student in Switzerland, and I've registered and all this, and I realized it's not easy at all. Okay.
I have a business proposal for you. I know it sounds weird. Why don't you buy a brand? These smaller brands.
That doesn't engage me. I can buy anything. I can buy property. I can buy another brand. I can buy share stock market. So I get excited when I'm into the game. You know, that's where I want to see everyday stress and challenge.
Yeah.
And you know, everyday shock. That makes me happy. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I want. It's not just about making money.
But I'm saying like that way maybe you don't have to do all the work. Why don't you like is there any brands you're looking at right now like maybe I like this brand, you know, the new ones?
There are a lot of brands that's out for sale always.
Yeah.
Swiss made big brands, not the ones who are publicly listed.
Yeah.
There are many micro brands for sale, but no, I don't really consider. If I love the brand, I buy a few pieces, I put in my collection.
Yeah.
Running. Why you want to buy a brand which is failing?
Yeah.
For example, look at the Roman Jerome. You know this brand?
No.
This was owned by some royal families of Saudi Arabia. They did the investment, and the Swiss people were running the shop. They used. I'm sure you know the brand. They used to make Titanic DNA. The moon dust.
Okay.
You remember that brand, right?
I think so, yeah.
The brand went bankrupt. There are many Swiss watch brands, they announce bankruptcy. To have a brand is not easy job.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you have so many watches. Are you allowed to buy from Rolex?
Yeah, why not?
But do they let you? Or how?
Me personally, I never personally go there to buy a watch.
Well, are you like? Do they give you or no?
Yes.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
So, but you said
I have my agents. Who
no, but you yourself.
Personally, to be honest, I never tried. I never walk into the Rolex shop and say I want this watch.
Why?
Because the waiting list models. It's a waiting list. I cannot.
Well, you
get
can
it.
have an amazing profile. Let's be honest. You can make a profile in seconds.
I don't have the profile in my personal name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to Rolex shop sometimes not to buy, just to have fun, to hear that everything is on waiting list, and you know, to have some fun with the salespeople. And I know they're never gonna give these pieces. To tease them, to give them hard time. Yeah. I go sometimes for fun, especially in the airports before the flight.
No. Have you ever gone with like the newest release into the store, like just to show them you have it? No.
They say, "How you get it? This one? We never seen this one in this store." You know? Yes.
Have they ever tried to like? We want to check the serial number.
Yes.
But obviously,
buy the watch and check the serial number. I think.
I'll tell you. So, but you don't have your personal profile right now. Like obviously you have, but not with your thing.
I used to buy long ago from Rolex. Like I wasn't even famous those days.
Yeah.
No. So my profile, no. I don't have profile.
You have no profile.
Which watches?
What watches? Me? I don't have. Now I just want to ask a few more questions. You have your own personal watch collection, which you don't sell.
Yes.
How many watches is in your personal collection?
There are quite a lot more.
Is it over 100, over 1,000?
Over 1,000.
1,000 watches.
Yes, man.
In your personal collection.
Yes. Instead of having, many people over here, they have tower with 200 units. I have my safe with 200 watches. So
that's your investment.
It's my investment. It's my saving.
Wow.
I keep my saving. I never keep money. I don't believe because of inflation and all what happens in the world. So money has never had value. I love keeping jewelry. I love keeping watches.
Do you have gold?
No.
No gold. No bars of gold in the house.
No gold. You know how much gold is there in the world? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Watches. I know how many watches are there in the world. I know how many pieces of each model in the world.
Yeah.
So then it's more rare.
Damn. So what's like the collection look like? Rolex is mostly Richard Milles.
Mostly is Rolex.
Really?
Yes.
Just Rolex. Yeah.
And I never wear any of the pieces.
All safe.
It's all just
Okay, what's the most expensive one you personally own?
MBNF watch.
Really?
And Richard Mille.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any like $5 million sapphire pieces?
I never buy such expensive watches for my personal collection.
It's risky.
I'm a businessman. I need to flip and rotate the money. And it's a lot of money to buy a watch for personal use.
Okay, since you've dealt with a lot of people, who has the best watch collection?
Oh, I know.
that was the evil.
This is the only man who impressed me with his collection of watches. I know a lot of watch collectors in the world. The only man, like when I saw his collection, I got shocked. He's from India. I don't want to name it. You know him.
Ambani.
Yeah.
Wow. You've seen his watch collection?
Yes.
No.
I was shocked, man. I was shocked. We are nowhere compared to him. He has watches more than my store.
Wow.
And he doesn't have these everyday watches. Everything is special and unique. Some of the watches, even I had not seen them.
Where did you see his collection?
Oh, where do you think I have seen?
Is it in India or is it here?
No, it's here.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many? What's that watch collection look like?
Am I allowed to talk about him or somebody else's wealth?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I asked him once. I said, "Can I make a clip and talk about you and your collection?" He said, "It's okay."
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So how is his watch collection, honestly?
This mo is getting dangerous. Yeah, he's pulling all the words out of my mouth.
I'm taking everything.
I'm not responsible for it.
No, but seriously, what's his watch? Because actually, the reason I asked that, I was hoping you'd say that because recently it was his wedding. And which Ambani are we talking?
Yes.
Which one?
It's the son.
Mukesh?
Anand.
Anand Ambani.
Yes.
Does his dad have a crazy watch collection, or it's mainly his son?
I have no idea.
Definitely he has. So because recently it was his wedding, and I saw like all one-of-one sapphire.
He has everything, man. He has everything.
Wow.
How many one-of-one RMs and one-of-one Pateks? MashaAllah, this man. I thought I have a lot of watches, but I've seen a lot of rich people in this business because this is the hobby of rich people.
Yeah.
I've seen even in him and even Emiratis from UAE, from Dubai, from Abu Dhabi. I know a lot of people who have a very good collection of watches. Yeah, I thought I have one of the good collections as well.
Yeah.
Kind of. But after seeing this guy, I think like I'm nowhere.
Nowhere.
It's like I'm not even counted. I don't compare myself. I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah,
you know?
you're like you're you, I'm me. Now, has he ever bought a watch from you?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's there?
Guys,
We have maybe few. You check which one to give. Is there?
Guys, while we're doing the podcast, there's people buying watches. This is what I love to see. Guys.
Few watches already gone from
Guys,
our
while
table.
we're doing this podcast, a few watches have disappeared. They're getting sold. Like by the end of this podcast, we'll have no watches left.
You know how we make videos with Mo? He's like a very close friend. We don't even book an appointment. We just come and just getting it done, very casual style. We don't plan for anything. None of the speeches, none of the questions. It just happens, it's very easy and simple.
Actually, it's been an amazing podcast. Okay, I'm going to wrap up a few questions. So obviously, craziest collection, Ambani.
I think so. He's very well known even online. Everybody knows about this collection. But most of the times many celebrities wear watches. You don't know they really own them or it's just for the sake of marketing. Maybe the brand is paying them to wear.
Yeah.
But this guy has everything. I've seen everything at his home. I've seen that he has used them. So it's his own collection. And so I think it's him.
Ambani has the best watch collection. Obviously, you yourself right now, as a whole, because we were talking about business and if you'd ever sell, how much worth of inventory and how much is like the actual valuation of things you have as a company?
We gave the value.
That's like physical value?
Yeah, it's a little bit about... See, the company value is not just about...
company value is like 10x, 5x. But I mean like right now, watches, how much in watches do you have in stock at all times?
We touch billion.
Billion?
Yes.
Oh,
including the watches which are not mine. Like we
Yeah,
are
just
around that
inventory.
number. Yes, inventory is.
so you have 1 billion of inventory pretty much
Yes,
at all
we do
times.
in our control. Let's say
Wow, that's
whether we
insane.
own it or not own it, we have it.
So how much of like the used watch market is that?
Majority is used.
Wow,
Yeah,
crazy.
mostly is used.
Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap up the podcast. That's been an amazing podcast. My last question is, what's one watch that even you dream to see, but you've never seen it?
Oh no, I don't dream about these things.
Really?
I will go and bring the watch.
Really?
Yes.
There's never a one of one that's gone to Putin or Ambani. No one's got to see it.
No.
Really?
No, if I look for a watch, and I told you, everything has a price. When I say this, I'm talking about specifically watches.
Yeah.
If I really fall in love, or if I have a buyer who's really in love, I'll put my full passion and I use my skills to convince the owner and to bring the watch.
Wow.
I'm a deal maker. I'm a deal maker.
I like to hear
You
that.
just tell me where is the watch.
I'll find it.
Even you don't tell me, I'm gonna find where is the watch.
Wow. What's has there ever been a story?
I take it as a challenge. When a customer tells me, I want this watch, you got this? Then I say, wow, this looks really special.
Yeah.
It's my first time I'm seeing it. Then I go and search for it. I get it eventually.
What's the craziest watch that you've got for someone bid?
See, when you talk about the money, it's always Richard Mille and
Mille.
Patek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has there ever been like a situation where you bought a watch from Drake for somebody else, or you?
Oh,
bought,
yeah.
Who's those guys been
Yes,
like?
yes. I have a lot of celebrities. We have a lot of celebrities. We don't bring them on social media or on my Insta because these are very well-known people. They have contract with some sort of brands. They don't want to. They want to feel safe for their own safety. They don't want to publicize their wealth, so they're a bit more, conservative. Sometimes they would take it like it's a show off.
Yeah.
They prefer to be humble. People have different mindset, but overall, we don't put our celebrity customers on the social media. You hardly see this with the luxury Souq.
All right. Well, now that's the podcast.
Sometimes some celebrities who they want to, they're willing themselves, so kind, and let's do it like Floyd. There is a video of us. It's on the
I saw it on your
Instagram.
page.
Yeah. So normally we don't post.
Wow. All right, guys. That's Khaled. That's Luxury Souq. If you don't already follow them, check out their pages. Khaled, it's time for me to buy a watch.
Yes. And you're not wearing anything. I'm surprised.
I'm disappointed.
You are one of the first people who was in love with Richard Mille.
Guys, I bought a Richard Mille from Khaled 7 years ago.
Yes.
Before rappers. Before musicians. That was my first luxury watch purchase. Richard Mille. And I remember
Directly boom to Richard Mille.
Guys, I came here and it was $145,000, something like this. I was so scared. And it was my first luxury watch. I remember I was sitting in front of Khaled he was like, what do you want, the AP or the Richard Mille? And actually Khaled trusted me enough to give me the watch until I could even decide at that time,
Yes,
so that's why I always appreciate Khaled. And we ended up buying the watch. And that was the best purchase I ever made.
You are a trusted man, and as I said, very few people I have in my circle.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable with. You are one of them.
There you go, guys.
I
That's
don't
what-
say in front of the camera. I say it in your back
Thank
and
you.
your face. It's a pleasure to see a young guy like yourself. You said you're 29, right?
29 now.
You're 29. I'm 10 years older than you.
Mashallah, guys.
So
Alright, guys.
we are doing good, yeah?
Subscribe, follow, and check out Khaled. Thank you, my brother.